You and I, we were meant to be. I feel it in my soul. Feel it in my soul.
I was going to do whatever I had to do to make her happy and what she wanted in life.
My name is Lickteig. I'm originally from this area, from Garnett, Kansas, Anderson County. We got a home here and we live in Lane, Kansas. I am a child and adolescent psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Well, my name is Lickteig, and I am originally from this area, grew up in Greeley. I am a truck foreman and assistant road supervisor for Anderson County.
I met Ethan through my dad. He works with my dad. He had provided my dad his phone number, and then we ended up getting in touch afterwards, and then we went on our first date. We dated for about 9 months. We went to our favorite place, which is Estes Park, Colorado, and he proposed. So adoption became an option with Ethan and I once we got married. Prior to Ethan and I getting married, at 16, I was diagnosed with endometriosis stage 4. Sorry.
We don't have to talk. We don't have to go through it if you don't want to.
So at 16, I got diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. And from 16 to about 22, I did on and off treatments to try to save everything I could with my reproductive cycle. My parents, I've had around 5 or 6 surgeries, and then my parents, we did a lot of injections, and when I was 22, they finally took the rest of it, and so I could no longer have kids. They took all ovaries and tubes, and they wanted to wait until I got older to be able to take everything, just to make sure. And so they ended up taking everything but one ovary, left that in for menopause purposes. And so then when I was 26 years old, then I had a tumor that grew out of the blue. Then they ended up having to remove the other ovary. Adoption has always been on my mind. I've always wanted to adopt, especially knowing that I couldn't have children of my own. Ethan proposed to me knowing that that was kind of our plan. And one of the things he said at proposal is, when he proposed to me, he said, I want to marry you and I want to adopt a baby with you.
It was to the point that I loved her, and that if I wanted to keep her, we was just going to have to go down the adoption route. I mean, I was going to do whatever I had to do to make her happy and what she wanted in life.
Our adoption journey started at Adoption and Beyond in Overland Park. We went there for our parent classes to learn about the difference between, adopting a child and kind of developing that relationship as parents, and how to just become successful adoption parents. So we started off a class. A girl came in and she told her story about she was the actual mom that placed her child up for adoption. And she told us her story on what she felt during that process, along with the stages that it took to get her to that point, and then when it happened, and then how she felt afterwards. And that was like very surreal for us. Just hearing the actual mom that gave up her child and how she felt was like, this is okay. This is what she wanted too, and so it really made it, I think, more satisfying for us to be able to say, okay, this is okay, we can breathe. So that's what started our adoption process. From there, we signed up from there. They gave us some consultants' names, and the consultants are the ones that reach out to other agencies that do adoptions from other states. They bring in children, things like that. So we signed up with them. They recommended that we signed up with a few other agencies as well. That being said, that's when we signed up with the agency in Wichita, and we worked with them for about a year. And then we really didn't hear a whole lot. And so at that point, we had another agency reach out to us that was through the consultants as well. We got some interviews, did some phone conferences, kind of led up to almost there, but then it kind of just, went the opposite way. So we've had a few heartbreaks in the process of getting almost there. And then we made a 5-year plan, just because we can only take so much emotion and stress, and we were coming up close to that. So this was the Sunday before the first of the year when we got our call. We were notified on Friday that we didn't get accepted for an infant, that we were really, we had everything set for it. And so we spent a couple days very emotional. And then we told ourselves that we think that was God's response in telling us that we did everything we could in that moment. And then we went to church on Sunday, and a song came on that really got to me. And I broke down, I had to leave church. And then Ethan and I talked afterwards, and we said, you know what, let's just share life together. We're gonna be okay, and let us just be us, and we'll just love every kid that comes along in our family. So we had made that decision. And then on Monday, I'm at work, it's lunch hour. I get the phone call from the agency that we have been picked to look at. During that time, we really didn't take a lot into it just because we've had so many almost theirs. So we just oh, that's great. We were very thankful that they reached out to us, and we kind of just kind of waited it out the rest of the week. And then on Tuesday, the agency called us again, and they said, she's down to 2 families, and you're one of them, and she's taken it to her family to decide on the family. And so we're thinking, oh, this is great. We're getting this close. It's very similar to the last one. And we were told, well, they'll call us on Friday and to let us know either way. And so we went about working and about our way. And then on Wednesday, at the same time at lunch, I get a phone call, and she said, are you sitting down? And I said, yes, I'm at work. And she goes, well, I know Ethan's not with you, but I wanted you to be the one to tell him. But you guys have been picked if you could be here by Monday. And so at first I was like, are you joking? And she's like, no, Mom signed the papers. She's here, and she's 100%. This is not going beyond. You are the family they picked. And then I was just in shock. The lady on the phone was crying, and I was crying. And then I don't know how, but I held it back from Ethan. He got off work at 3:30. I said, I want you to stop by my work. I have something I really need to tell you. I sound very serious. So he comes to my work, and he's in the truck, and I go out there, and I said, he's like, what? He was very serious, thinking something's really wrong. I said, how do you feel about being a daddy? And he was like, are you serious? And I said, yes. And then we both started crying, and then we couldn't hold it in and let all of our family know. And it was amazing. And that's actually not what I even pictured at all. At first I thought, well, what does she look like? I seen a photo. But then when I seen her, she was so pink and happy. And it was like, when we picked her up, it was like, this is a match. Like, yeah. We just felt it. It was just amazing.
A lot of joy. I mean, just seeing her was amazing.
And she connected really well with us. That was a good process. And I think the cradle mom that was she was in cradle care for 7 weeks. And I thank her because she had got her up to that point where she was able to bond and make relationships And we told her when we picked up Olivia, because the cradle care mom was actually there to bring us Olivia. And there was a lot of emotions going on, but she was happy for us. And we told her she did a phenomenal job, and it's just been amazing. So we were presented about Bree's gift from Carmen. Carmen, Ethan's cousin. She told us about the story of Bree and everything that you do for families. And we were like, we want to be a part of that. That sounds like something that we love to do. So we put our application in, and the process was fairly easy. Spoke with Jenny quite a bit, and a lot through email too. And we submitted our application, and we waited. And then one day we got a phone call from Jenny, which was probably one of the happiest days of our life,
Yes.
second to Olivia.
Yeah.
And so Bree's gift helped us out financially. At the time, I had just graduated from grad school. So we just moved into our house here. We had a lot of things going on, and plus trying to save for adoption was a financial burden. So Bree's gift coming in and helping us out with that lifted a huge stress out of our family, and then at the same time provided us a new life.
You and I, we were meant to be. I feel it in my soul. Feel it in my soul. Never separated, you and me. Broken made whole. Broken made whole. The world that tries to steal our hope tries to make us numb, but our love has overcome. And you, my dear, you are my prize. When I look into your eyes, love overflow, I'm never letting go. All my life I give to you, love breakthrough, I'm never letting go.
In that moment, I do feel like God had a lot to do with that. So at the same time, that brought me closer, because it kind of gave me guidance. Like, you know what, God sees your path. He's going to make it work in His own plan. This may not be how you wanted it to work out, but He's figured it out for you.
We were made for each other.